Fox 13 News at 6 starts now with breaking news.
Well, that breaking news, a rat-infested Family Dollar warehouse closing its doors for good by the end of October.
We have seen the video time and time again. A Fox 13 investigation started after thousands of rats were found. Products were recalled, hundreds of stores were shut down temporarily, and we found out production at the West Memphis Distribution Center will wind down starting next month and then close just a few months after that.
Of course, this is a move that is going to leave hundreds of people at one of the largest employers in Crittenden County without a job. Fox 13's Kayla Solomon joins us live tonight from West Memphis.
Kayla, this is going to be a blow. That warehouse has been there for almost 30 years.
Daryl Darcy, this warehouse has been in Crittenden County since 1994. And today, West Memphis Mayor Marco McClendon says they'll lose about 300 employees between now and October. He says the city has tried to be in constant contact with Family Dollar ever since the FDA investigation began earlier this year. But he found out today, like everyone else, that the facility will be closing in a certified letter from Family Dollar. The main reason the company gave was that the facility is outdated and old. He says when he asked if anything can be done to stop this from happening, the response is that this decision is final. He says at this time, Family Dollar will offer employees who are eligible severance packages, and some will also be offered positions at other facilities. He says there have already been conversations with the state about funding and resources available for the affected families, but the loss is a blow to the city. Mayor McClendon says there are other industries that will be moving into the city that will make up for this loss in the long term. But for now, the focus is to get those families who need the help, any resources or funding they may need in the meantime. I'll have more on what Mayor McClendon had to say tonight at 9 and 10. Live in Crittenden County, Kayla Solomon, Fox 13 News.
All right, thank you, Kayla. Now, we know there are hundreds of jobs on the line here, so our team will keep digging on this story to find out the long-lasting impact on the West Memphis community.
Tonight, Fox 13 investigates two big problems that Memphis police and the ATF are now dealing with. We're talking about ghost guns and Glock switches.
Yeah, just this week, we've learned of several arrests in our area where investigators found these dangerous items, including a father and son in Shelby County. Their arrest started with a delivery from the Postal Service. Fox 13's Dominique Dillon is live in southeast Shelby County right now. Dominique, you talked with people in the suspect's community today.
Yeah, people in the community tell me they're tired of the crime, but they're happy officers were able to get some of these illegal items off the street. Someone else I spoke with, though, they say rather than just locking people up, they'd rather see more resources pumped into the community to stop these crimes from happening in the first place.
I like my city. I don't want to get worried about getting killed every time I leave the house.
Dedrick Dupree believes for that to happen, Memphis needs more officers and some other help.
Get a little few more of these guns off the street like they just did with the father, son.
Something the Shelby County Sheriff's Office says deputies achieved Monday. SCSO and the United States Postal Inspection Service delivered a package with more than 5 pounds of marijuana in it to a home in the 3100 block of Kingsgate. We're told a man brought the package inside. According to an affidavit, deputies already had a search warrant for the home. Once inside, investigators say they found marijuana, ecstasy pills, and several guns. Father and son Michael Rimmer Sr. and Michael Rimmer Jr. now face several charges.
You know, tap into the community, you know what I mean, and give it to youth. All they want to do is lock people up, you know what I mean? That's the first thing you want to do, you know what I mean? You know, instead of keeping us out here and finding a way to keep us out here.
Some of the charges the Rimmers both face include possession of a firearm, possession of drugs, and theft of property. Charges one man believes could have been prevented.
Some people don't have outlets, which is what I was speaking of. If you don't have an outlet, if you don't know how to tap into these outlets, then you don't have a resolution to the problem.
Some of the accusations against the Rimmers show a troubling and growing crime trend. Investigators say they found ghost guns in the house as well as Glock switches. And a ghost gun is a gun with no serial number that may be homemade and is untraceable, whereas a Glock switch, that's a device that can turn a handgun into a mini machine gun. Reporting in Southeast Shelby County, Dominique Dillon, Fox 13 News.
Thank you so much, Dominic. Well, as Dominic just said, Glock switches and ghost guns are a growing problem here in Memphis and across the country. Fox 13 Investigates has been combing through police documents to find out when and where they're used and how. Well, Fox 13 investigator Dakari Turner is in the Breaking News Center tonight. Dakari, I know that you have been researching these problems and got a first-hand look at just how dangerous they are.
Yeah, Darcy, good evening to you. Investigators both on the local and federal side keep telling us this is something they say they're seeing more and more of. Our investigative team has been digging into the issue of Glock switches and ghost guns for weeks. Well, that there, you heard it. That's the sound of a gun equipped with a Glock switch. Fox 13 Investigates was given a rare and up-close look at the power of these guns, firing dozens of rounds in a little more than a second. The ATF says they found 50 of them in a 6-month period ending this past March. We've also been digging into the use of ghost guns. The ATF telling Fox 13 Investigates they've recovered 4, they say, and that Memphis police have found 50 at shooting scenes in the city of Memphis. Now we're taking a deeper dive into both of these issues. As I said, we're going to go start with Glock switches. Fox 13 Investigates airing a special look into these Glock switches on our news Monday at 9. We speak to the family of a little girl who was shot in a road rage incident. The gun was equipped with a Glock switch. That's, again, where we're going to start. We'll have a story on ghost guns. We'll be digging into that in the coming weeks.
You know, Dakari, both of these types of guns pose a significant danger to our community. We know you're going to stay on top of that. That's Dakari Turner live in our Breaking News Center. Thank you, Dakari. All right, if you've been outside today, you feel it. The heat's back. We even hit a new record, a record high. Let's go to Fox 13 meteorologist Yasser Kishk live in Severe Weather Center 13. So Yasser, you told us earlier we're going to get a break. When is that?
That's going to happen once we get to Sunday. So we got, Wednesday, well, the rest of today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, before we get to that cooler air. But we are going to show you those record highs that we have in place for today. If we can switch over to Max 1, I can show you those record highs that we saw today as we hit 94 degrees, and the record was 93, set back in 1951. And here was what it feels like right now as you step out the door. It feels like 90 still in Memphis, but these temperatures are settling down. We are going to be headed down into those 80s by 10 o'clock. We move into the 70s after that, and that's where we start your Thursday morning before potentially another record-breaking heat kind of day sets up on the way.
All right, thank you, guys. So we just got brand new information. Breaking news here. President Biden has invoked the Defense Production Act. He's trying to help the baby formula shortage, and this is going to speed up production and authorize flights to import more supply from overseas.
You know, at 5, we told you that Tennessee is the hardest hit state, with an out-of-stock rate for baby formula at 55%. We know the desperation. We know the fear. It is so real for many families. I had a chance to do a quick search on Facebook today and found heartbreaking message after message from local moms who have nowhere to turn. One mom wrote, iOS or in search of anything like Gerber Soothe for a really decent price, please. All the formula around me is gone, and she's on her last big can, and I only have $60. Another one wrote in desperation need of Purmino formula for my daughter. I only have 1 can. I'm telling you today, as I was sitting there flipping through Facebook, it was post after post after post after post.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I was telling them, I said, I breastfed my daughters, but then we had to switch over to formula at some point. I can't even imagine. There were days that, oh my goodness, we're down to just less than a half a can. We got to run to the store.
Right.
I felt that desperation then, but as a mom, to go to the store and see empty shelves, I cannot imagine what they're going through.
And you have to keep in mind, not every mother is able to breastfeed.
That's right.
And
It's
not
difficult.
all babies will tolerate breast milk. So this is horrible right now.
It's a scary situation for so many moms. Well, a mother in Memphis is among many others just quite literally giving of themselves. Fox 13's health reporter Mandy Rock is joining us live in the medical district tonight. Mandy, I know that you spoke with a woman who has decided to donate her leftover breast milk.
If you're a parent and you rely on formula to feed your baby, you know just how difficult it is to get your hands on one of these cans and just how quickly they run empty. That's why this mom is doing what she can to help other moms and dads.
I know that not every mom is able to breastfeed, whether or not the formula shortage was a thing.
Lainey McDermott considers herself lucky. She never had an issue breastfeeding her baby and continues to make more milk than her 1-year-old daughter requires.
As I started noticing it was affecting other moms, I realized I have a freezer full of milk that could feed 2 other babies.
As more mothers scrambled to find ways to feed their babies amid a nationwide formula shortage, McDermott started posting in social media groups, asking if anyone needed a donor. Several moms reached out, and she's now pumping 6 times a day for families in Shelby and Tipton counties.
I donated for the first time probably earlier this week, and then since then I have been pumping for other moms.
Doctors say the shortage highlights how many new mothers struggle to breastfeed. Dr. Blake Bergeron at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital says about 70% of babies receive at least some formula by the time they are 6 months old.
There are some illnesses, some medical problems that prevent women from breastfeeding. Some moms have to take medicine that prevent them from breastfeeding.
That's why McDermott is stepping up to help. She said if a baby has an allergy, she'll even change her own diet to ensure that baby doesn't go hungry.
I can skip cheese or ice cream for 2 days to make sure your baby is full and healthy. So really that we're just as eager to feed their babies as they are.
And doctors say donor milk is typically safe as long as it comes from someone you trust and the donor is screened for illness beforehand. And there are a couple of milk banks here in the Mid-South, but doctors say they're typically reserved for babies in intensive care. Live in the medical district, Mandy Rock, Fox 13 News.
Thank you, Mandy. And you know, there are resources out there for parents, so we put them all in one place. We created a resource guide on our website. Go to fox13memphis.com. That includes information on where to find formula and breast milk options. You're watching Fox 13 News at 6. We'll be right back.